really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard, which is what, seriously speaking, is all about.
Hi there. I'm back again this week, and I haven't dropped the issue of suicide rates and your mind and mind matters simply because of those statistics I reeled out. If 800,000 people die in 1 year in this country, according to the World Health Organization, they died in 2015. That means that the few that we've heard or read about is just a tip of the iceberg. And if we say, for example, that it's related to the state of your mind, and you can seek help, then in all of that, where does motivation find its place? Some people believe that motivation is more talk than do. So I have in the studio today 2 people that are going to address this issue. One of them is what I call a mind doctor without a medical degree, and the other one is somebody who's a living testimony of what it takes to take your mind over your matter. I'll be right back with my guests, if you don't go away. Yes, welcome back to Seriously Speaking. I have on set somebody who has only one leg. She's already laughing. Adenike. It's nice to have. I just like the name Adenike. It's like, what does Adenike mean again?
Literally, like, crown needs care. So I should be pampered and cared for, yeah.
And you are the only child of your parents?
Yes,
right?
I am.
Okay, welcome. Let me first introduce my regular guest. I should find a seat for you. Everybody knows that you are a couch doctor. You know what I mean? Yeah. When it comes to the mind, you know, you've trained yourself to the level where you've helped a lot of people. It's my pleasure to welcome to the set again my dear brother, Larry, the catalyst.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's nice to have you here. And you know the thing about Larry, he's always talking.
Yeah. Do we know when you would just book sessions and just pay for yourself and many others? You just be listening to him.
Just talking.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to copy. Anyway, I'm glad that you agreed to do this. So short notice as often. And for Adenike, I described you as a lady with one leg.
Yes.
But you were not born with one leg.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't born with one leg. About 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with osteogenic sarcoma, simply put, cancer of the bone. And it was in my femur. But because one...
Where's the femur?
This one that you might find. So because I couldn't believe the medical diagnosis at first, I just figured, oh, of course, they didn't know what they were saying. Yeah. And, you know, as an only child, why would that even happen? Oh, please.
God be so wicked.
Do you get? There are many other people. I have friends that have 11 siblings. Why didn't it happen to any one of them? Why did it have to be me? And I got the final diagnosis at the National Orthopedic Hospital, Igbobi. And I don't know where that rhetoric came from or where the narrative emanated from. But at the moment, they don't know what to do at Igbobi. The only other option is to say, cut. So I had that at the back of my mind when we were going. And the moment the doctor said it, I just figured, oh, he doesn't know what he's saying. So I turned to look at my father, who is my superhero, who is my Superman. I just figured, oh, Daddy would have an answer. And then my father was crying. First time ever I saw my father cry.
Oh, wow.
So at that point, I didn't even know they were for reals because the attitude the doctor had told me, I just figured he was not empathetic. How does a medical personnel just show up to tell a 20-year-old, oh, yes, you have cancer, we're going to have to cut your leg, which was what he said. We're going to have to cut your leg.
Were you done with school at that time?
I was in my second year, law, and I just figured, nah, he didn't know what he was going to say. But from that moment up until when I eventually got to the University College Hospital in Ibadan, it was trying different things. Just, you know, in a bid to getting solution. Because, of course, there had to be a solution. God wasn't that wicked. Only child. Come on. There had to be a solution somewhere. So we tried everything and anything. And I tell you, everywhere in Africa. So it means we literally did try everything.
You walked down that path.
Yep,
where you tried to kill some chickens.
Girl, we did everything humanly possible. And it got to a point where I knew we were in more problem than when the journey started. And at that point, I just told my father, take me back home. So he never understood what it meant. But I just looked him in the eyes and said, I think I'm done. I want to go home. I just needed my house. I needed my space. At this point in time, I had stopped to move because my limb had started to grow but wasn't so big. Eventually, it got to the size of a basketball. Yes. It got to the size of, because it was killing me. It was eating, you know, your things
Everything is going there.
Exactly, things are growing
You're
abnormally.
getting lean here, but this one is...
So the cells are just growing abnormally, and I had to, I had to take blood transfusion because they were not sure I was going to wake up from the surgery. So the moment I took that, the very next day I woke up, it was like all the blood I had taken just went there. So I knew there was no other way. At that point, getting to UCH, the now CMD saw me and went, "Oh, young lady, very jovial man. It's an orthopedic emergency. We need to take out this limb ASAP." And I'm like, I didn't even budget. I'm like, yes, I just wanted my peace. I just wanted life again.
No, in the course of all of that, did you ever think of taking your life?
No. Interestingly,
Or is it like you didn't know suicide was an option, or you just...
I don't think I was that exposed to have come by the term suicide. So it wasn't an option on my table. And maybe I should have considered it the years afterwards, but even afterwards, that wasn't an option. I think that I like to say I was self-motivated because at that point in time, my journeying with God, my resolve wasn't as strong as it is now. So I needed to be self-motivated. My parents needed energy from me. My mother needed to be strong. She needed to know that I was fine because we almost lost her. In the journey, she was almost going psychotic because she never understood. So I needed to be strong. Oh, Mommy, I'm fine. If I had to cry, I would not cry while...
in their presence.
Exactly. Okay. So I just wanted to live again.
Okay. I like that. I told you there and bring Larry in here because at that point, you didn't know suicide was a case. Now, today, with all this reporting of suicide, do you think it's going to suddenly become popular for people to take that as an option?
Well, not for everybody.
Really?
But for everyone that is suicidal. And, you don't get to that point easily. We're talking about a state of utmost complete despondency, a state of complete hopelessness, a state of lack of the functioning of your thinking faculty such that all you hear is end it.
Doesn't happen in a day.
End it, end it, end it, end it, kill yourself. That's all you hear. And that becomes the solution. That is all you hear, and faith cometh by hearing, and hearing, and hearing. And that's all you believe, and, you're motivated to do it. So we're talking about...
Motivated to commit suicide.
Yeah, you're motivated to do it because you find out that is the only solution, that is the way out, that is your escape. You are at a point where everything looks dark, bleak. Shame is all that you see. You turn left, right, you look ahead of you, behind you. Yeah, in a state of complete despondency, hopelessness. You need to understand what that state feels like.